Hare Krishna. Spirituality stills the mind and fills the soul. When we start practicing spiritual life, what is it that we expect? Some of us may expect that some miracles may happen in our life. We may be able to levitate, float above the ground. Some of us may expect that we get some mystical visions. We see some supernatural beings. Some of us may think that an aura comes around our head and people treat us like saints. Now, different people have different ideas of what a spiritual advancement will lead to. All these are actually superficial. The real change that spirituality brings about is internally. Spirituality stills the mind. The mind is restless, going here, going there, going wild. And even if we are at rest, we may be peacefully sitting in an air-conditioned room, but our mind is wildly wandering all over the universe and is making us miserable. So this mind, if it becomes peaceful, it just stills. That itself gives us great relief. So that means that actually, essentially what happens? Purity stills the mind. So how this works is that Prashantamanasam hyenam yoginam sukhamuttamam upaiti shanta rajasam brahmabhutamakalmasham. That Krishna says in 6.27 in the Gita that the yogi practices yoga consistently. Prashantamanasam hyenam. The mind becomes deeply peaceful. Not just Shanta but Prashanta. Deeply, profoundly peaceful. Yoginam sukhamuttamam. The yogi experiences the transcendental happiness, the sublime happiness. And upaiti shanta rajasam. How does the mind become peaceful? Because the force that is making the mind wild, that is Rajoguna, that is the mode of passion within us, the craving for worldly things within us, that has gone. So Shanta Rajasam. So the pacification is a result of purification. And Brahma Bhutama Kalmasham. One understands that actually I am Brahman, I am spiritual. There is at my core, at my spiritual center, there is no contamination. The contaminations are removed. So in this way, when the force that is agitating the mind is no longer there, the mind becomes still. And the still mind is the way to peace, is the way to joy. Of course, spirituality does not stop with just the still mind. The still mind offers relief. But after that, there is something more. If we have pain, because we have a disease, if we can become cured of the disease, then the pain goes away. But after that, we need positive energy to do something constructive, to do the things that bring joy. And the same sequence of verses continues, 6.28, 6.29, 16.30. Krishna talks about progressively higher and higher levels of spiritual realization. 6.28, he talks about how a person realizes oneself to be spiritual. How 6.29 says one sees the super soul everywhere, and 6.30 says how one sees Krishna everywhere. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachame na pranashyati. Krishna says that one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, such a person is never lost. And the implication here is that actually the devotee, the spiritual seeker who has now become a spiritual seer, is now Krishnamaya, is filled with Krishna, is permeated with Krishna. Krishna talks about this also elsewhere in the Bhagavad Gita. Maite teshu chapyaham. He says in 9.30 that Maite, I am inside them and they are inside me. So what happens is our soul, which is often empty, craving for this and not being satisfied with any of those things. Now, in our soul is a God-shaped hole, and that cannot be filled by anything except God. and when God fills that, then it becomes, the hole in the soul becomes filled and we become fulfilled. Thank you. Hare Krishna.